we were pulled in for one of our clients because they wanted to take advantage of public cloud. And there was part of the CIO's strategy in order to do so. And it wasn't a wrong strategy. Everybody was touching that similar strategy. What they did, first of all, was they kind of opened it up to some of their developers in what might seem like the wild, wild west scenario, allowing them to go build up servers, do integrations, write some code, etc. And it was effective. They were getting some things built into the public cloud, but it wasn't being tracked. It wasn't being maintained. It wasn't following standards. All of a sudden, now down the road, you start figuring out your invoicing, you start figuring out your usage. All those things are really important. And you realize that you probably should have done things a little differently. You should have tagged your data appropriately. You should have had certain requirements on how you decide on server sizes. Because guess what? AWS will love if you pick their largest server size every single time you go, as opposed to thinking about, well, what do I really need? That's the first thing. Be careful if you're going to have a proof of concept scenario. And we all do it in IT. What do? We come up with a vendor, we come up with a new application, we come up with a new strategy. Let's do a proof of concept. So you open up the floodgates and you have to manage that. Well, then once you get past that and you start saying, okay, we're going to put some standards, we're going to put some governance around it, we're going to put some processes around the whole thing, then you've really got to pick which applications require the least amount of rework in order to move them from a private to a public cloud. And these might not be small things. They might be things like data analytics tools, because again, they're easier to move and they need less refactoring. Because if you don't take that into account, then you'll have, we moved these 6 or 7 or 8 applications. Great, everybody's happy, but now you're not getting all the benefits of them being on the cloud. That's the other part. And then here's the real challenge in healthcare IT, as it is with all IT, is now go to your development team and say, hey, listen, you've got all the project work you need to do it for the business, but we also now we want to move this to the cloud. So while you're doing it, we need to refactor your application. We need to test it. We need to make sure it works. We need to move it. And we need to do it with the least amount of impact. So that's when it really becomes challenging, because how do you take your own current book of business and roll this into it and make sure that this is a part of it, so that we not only get the benefits and move it to the cloud, but that we don't impede on the things that have to get done already.